Hey guys, thanks for stopping by the channel. Today we're going to be talking about 10 things Ark players hate. If you relate to any of these things, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Now at number 1 we got the cryopods cooldown. Now the cryopods are actually pretty cool. They look like a Pokeball. I mean, what can be bad about that? But the cooldown is ridiculous. You got 300 seconds cooldown. So for instance, if you're going to be exporting a whole lot of your dinos at once, either you're going to put them with the cryo sickness or you're going to have to wait the 300 seconds. I'd recommend we just wait in 300 seconds. It's a little bit better, but if you're just in a rush, you could just go ahead and throw them all at once. Also, whenever you go fight the bosses, you're going to have to wait 300 seconds every time you're going to transport a dino, because more than likely most people use the T-Rexes, and those T-Rexes are very slow, so you might as well just use the cryopods. I understand how this could break the game in terms of PvP, but single player it's not really much of a big deal. Maybe even cut down the time a little bit, maybe half, just kind of test it out. I feel like just 300 seconds is a little bit too much, especially when you're exporting so many dinos at once. So that's just my thought on the cryopods. They transport dinos pretty fast, so like let's say you wanted to transport a Quetzal across the map, because Quetzals are very slow, that could help out tremendously. That's one thing. Speed is very necessary in this game because a lot of things are very slow in this game, and kind of cut down the time would help out a lot. So that leads me to number 2, the Argent flying speed at number 2. Now the Argent is a very useful dino, but when it comes to the flying speed, it's very poor. Good luck traveling across the map with this dino, because if you're gonna end up doing that, you're gonna take a very long time on traveling. I catch myself actually going on my phone as I'm just flying. I just hold down the shift button and the W key, and I'm just on my phone the whole time, because this thing takes forever to get to its destination. The Argent just pretty much reminds me of a Juggernaut. Very powerful but very slow at the same time. When it comes to using the Argent, just use it for fighting enemies, for grabbing enemies, or for gathering resources. Other than that, don't use it to travel. It's not a good bird to use. It does have a cool effect whenever you kill something, you get rapid regeneration, but other than that, the Argent should not be used to travel. Next we got Alpha Raptors spawning together. This is mostly for newer players, but even for older players this could be troublesome, especially when they're by your base. That's when it's most annoying. And then let's say you're starting off barely at like level 30, 40, and you got these guys running around, especially like in a pack, like as you can see here. Oh man, it makes you want to not even come near them. So these guys are very dangerous, especially when they're in a pack. And when you're low level, forget about it. You can't even survive that. And also, these Alpha Raptors be having the coolest colors out of all the other normal Raptors. Like I always see an Alpha Raptor with like a blue color. This one right here, you can barely see it, but it has like a reddish, like a real bright red to it. I mean, it might be the little smoke around it, but still, these Alpha Raptors always have the coolest colors for some reason. And these are not tameable, obviously, so that's the downside of that. But fear no more, you could easily outrun these Raptors with a bird, not by yourself. You could outrun them with a Pteranodon. Even this one right here, the Tropio, it's kind of overkill because they're obviously very fast for them. But you can outrun them, lead them somewhere away from your base, somewhere very far, and just leave them there, and they can never ever bother you ever again. Also, you could even kill them with preferably T-Rex, something that has pushback. You could also even kill them with the Cardinal. I've done it once, as long as it has that pushback. If it doesn't have pushback, they'll probably kill you because they have tons and tons of life. And if you're enjoying the video so far, please leave a like and subscribe. I'm trying to reach 100 subscribers so I could make my very own YouTube custom link. So please subscribe. If not, that's alright. Let's continue with the video. And next we got the cave entrance lag. Now this might be different for other people depending on what graphics card you have or how powerful your system is. I'm not really sure exactly how it works on PS4 or Xbox, but whenever you enter or leave a cave, for some reason it lags. It kind of gives like a little lag. I understand like it kind of has to render the map on the inside and, you know, render back on the map on the outside whenever you leave the cave, but it's kind of a little bit annoying. I remember when I used to play Ark Mobile, that's the first time I played this game, was on mobile a long time ago, and then later in the future I got this game on my PC. But every time you leave the cave or enter, it has a lag. Right there you can see the lag, it just froze, and then it kind of continues. It happened on mobile, like I said, as well, but it's just very weird. Okay, this one's pretty common, but at number 5 we got dying. We don't like dying in an Ark or in any game, but specifically in Ark, it's very annoying because getting all the resources that you worked so hard to get and you losing them is probably worse than like Minecraft. Minecraft is a lot easier to get those resources, but I feel like Ark just takes so long to get things you want. So dying is very annoying. So sometimes, I have a little confession, sometimes whenever I die, I just fly back to my exact location where I died, because sometimes you don't have a flyer or something's happening, you know, you got to get that resources very fast. So I do a little cheat here and there, but that's pretty much it. So this game is a very long process type of game, so cheating here and there I think is not a big deal. Please don't judge me, but that's just the way I play. It's only sometimes, like I said, I don't do it very constantly, but here and there, that's it. And once I get all my precious resources, then I stop the cheating, I continue back to normal gameplay, and that's it. So going off to number 6. So at number 6 we got the building placement, how it expires in 30 seconds. I honestly feel like this should be higher than just 30 seconds, because whenever you're building, let's say you're trying to do something new, a different kind of house, base, whatever it could be, a taming pen, whatever it is. Let's say you're building it and you only got 30 seconds to see if that's the way you want it or not. I feel like that's not enough time. I feel like it should be increased at least to like almost 2 minutes, I'd say. That should probably be enough time. Also, whenever you break it, demolish it, it's like not, it doesn't give you the whole resources. It only gives you, I think it's like half or probably less than that, which is kind of downside, and I feel like that's not really necessary. Also, I feel like this is causing a disturbance in building ideas, because you only get 30 seconds, which is kind of limiting you on, okay, this is how you gotta have it, and that's it. Once it's set in stone, it's set in stone. That's kind of how the idea is with this building placement. But if it was to be increased, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be a big deal. I don't think it'd have any effect on, you know, if you're gonna get an advantage or anything like that. I don't think so. I just feel like it should be increased. I don't see the reason why it can only be 30 seconds. So if it is to be increased, I think that'd be a lot better. So going off to number 7. The next one is breeding and mutations. Getting the mutation is very hard to get, as most of you know already, but if you change the settings, you could also make it easier for yourself. But if you play on a server which settings can't change, at least are not in your control of changing, it could be a very long process to do. But once you get it done, it does pay off. But this is one of the most annoying things to do because it takes such a long time. Number 8 is the sleep cycle. For some reason, you can't sleep and skip through the night in this game, which bothers me a lot, because there's times where it turns nighttime as I'm doing a video or something happens and I need it to be daytime and I can't. So I have to wait it out until it turns daytime. And yes, I know you could change the settings to basically make it never turn nighttime, but there's times where you need the nighttime, such as when you tame a Troodon, or just for instance, like if you want to use a torch, you know, or use a night light or something like that, you know, just to have that night feel to it when you want it. You can't get that unless you go to the settings and change it again. So that's one thing that's kind of weird. I feel like you should be able to sleep through the night, such as like Minecraft could do that. I'm sure there's a bunch of other games that could do that as well, but sleeping through the night should be changed, I feel, and that is number 8. Number 9 is the weather damage. I really hate the weather damage. It drains too much of your life. On the screen it doesn't show like it's that fast, but some places it drains it out really fast. And right there I had the little ghillie suit, well, part of the suit, but also, you know, whenever you have that fortitude upgraded, then, you know, it's not as bad. But once you're starting off in the game, I'm sure it's going to be very annoying. Like me, I only have my fortitude up to 10, I believe, and it's very annoying, weather damage. And the last thing on this list is the Gallimimus run speed. Now, yeah, the way I'm doing it right here, trying to tame this thing, is by just chasing it, which is probably the worst idea to do. but just taming this thing is not really much worth it because it doesn't do much damage. All it does is run. That's all it could do. So taming this up should be easy, but for some reason it's very difficult. You have to make a taming pin or chain bola it. You can't use the regular bola. I remember before you were able to do it, now you can't, which is very weird, but that's just the way this game works, I guess. So taming this Gallimimus, very annoying, but that's gonna wrap it up for this video, guys. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe so I can reach that 100 subscribers, and I'll see you on the next video.